Alright, first off, I want to say all praises to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, Hashem Rakah Kodash, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the brothers in the highways and byways pushing this word now, sincerity and truth. The sisters, the believers, the helps. Shalom. Brother Irawam from GMS Jamaica camp. Um, just basically want to do a follow up video to Elder Apostle Stars video. Work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. And brothers haven't seen that video as yet, recommend that you go and watch it, as it's a very, very important video, especially in these times, right? As the apostles them always say, them get another groups, but they them get on them own as well, right? And this is a very well needed spiritual kick in the ass from the apostle, right? Even hey, even me get caught watching this video, right? So go read this precept and I'll go focusing on the words I'm going to, but also something I'm saying in particular, right? It says, so Philippians 2 verse 12, wherefore my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling, right? The apostle going to the word fear, and it go back to the Greek phobos, right, which basically means fear, dread, terror, right? So we're supposed to, meanwhile we're not this truth, we're supposed to walk with fear, right? And the thing about it is that the fear is supposed to constant. Like him give an example, this shit with the most example I'm giving him say when I'm go drive, when I'm go out and him go drive, him having a back of mind say, hey, say most I can just make a truck run over me, or probably go out and the most I make a lightning strike me or something, right? And that's a feeling where even me myself can relate to. Even from week, I remember having that feeling a couple of times. Well, right? And it's a very fearful thought, and that is why we need to make sure say, we get to shit in order in terms of doing this work, right? It's a case where you have a lukewarm spirit, pray to the Most High to remove the lukewarm spirit. If it's a case where you're weak in certain areas, a couple of weeks back, even the apostle going at the fasting and praying, the fasting videos, right? When I'm telling you, say, this is how the mindset you're supposed to have towards fasting. Use up those videos, right? Use up the advice what spiritual fathers are giving through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai, of course, right? So these are the fear where if we don't have this fear at this point in time, pray to the Most High, give him fear, right? So that what we can work out our own salvation with fear and trembling, right? We're supposed to always have the dread and terror for no say, Yahweh Shem Shai can do anything at any moment, right? The scripture said that Deuteronomy say, I kill and I make alive, I wound and I heal. I do all these things, and there's not, no matter of fact, I'm just get it. Never a part of the lineup, but the spirit, the me forget that precept. And it's a very, very important thing to have in mind. And so Deuteronomy 32 verse 39 says, see now that I, even I am he, and there is no God with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. And that's the thing. Hey, if Yahweh Shem Shai decides say, I'll get it, I'll get it. So it really and truly the most I can do, I pray for mercy and hope for mercy. But in a you praying and hoping for mercy, you have to, even though you can't do not have to please the Most High, but you have to show through your works that, hey, I really need your mercy. Is appeasing him through the spirit of Yahweh, through the spirit of Yahweh Shai, right? By what? Doing these videos, by conducting yourself as a man of Lord ought to conduct himself to the best of his ability, right? And most of these things come with praying, pray and I think the apostle Gabar said that one of the biggest sign of faith and also fear. Because what the word pray means to beg. So if you fear somebody, I'll constantly beg them not for exert them power upon you or them anger upon you. See, David always do that in the Psalms. When pray the most I say, yo, have mercy upon me, me know my God, all them things that David used to always beg the most high. So Salakia, likewise, we men of the Lord today, hopefully after hopefully like have to always have that mindset. So if it's a case where anything you lack, we're supposed to pray for with fear and trembling and push towards the kingdom to the best of our ability. Right? And this go back to the word trembling, as the apostle bring it out. Tromos, right? Um, it says a trembling or a quake with fear. And look at the second definition. With fear and trembling used to describe the anxiety of one who distrusts his ability to completely meet all requirements. And hey, if we're not this wicked and sinful flesh. So it's if you really have a sober mindset, you're supposed to know that hey, right now we deserve death, and there's no way we can fulfill the truth in terms of the or the scriptures in its full in the laws per se in its full entirety, right? We can't keep the law 100%. We still have battle with the flesh, right? We still have go off every day because we're in our kingdom, right? The curse is still upon us. So most definitely, we are always lacking, right? As it's in a Roman, all us fail and come short of the glory of the Most High, right? But nonetheless, it says, but religiously does his utmost to fulfill his duty. So fine, yeah, we understand so we have a golf in the flesh. Yeah, we understand so we're not gonna have it perfect on this side, but at the same time, we're supposed to do it to the best of our ability. Do what we can do. As the second part said, but religiously does his utmost to fulfill his duty, right? So you do as much as you can do, as is humanly possible, yo, right? In our balance, you will push to the best of our ability because at the end of the day, that's why we are gonna have fear because we know so we can't complete everything, but we are doing what we're supposed, what we are doing what we can do to the best of our ability. That is real fear. Just like the parable when the steward him could find the full the king's full money, but when do him get back as much as him could have get back and give to the king. Hey, as a matter of fact, might as well we get that parable as well, right? See if we can find that. Um, just a second, Akim. All right, so this is Luke 16 and 1. And he said unto his disciples, Yahushua speaking, there was a certain rich man which had a store, and the same was accused unto him that he had wasted his goods. And he called him and said unto him, how is it that I hear this of thee? Give account of thy stewardship, for thou mayest be no longer steward. And basically, with the off, right? With the go from Yahweh Shem Yahushai, we sin. So really and truly, the full debt cannot be paid, right? The Lord give him laws, him give you the land, him give you everything. But nonetheless, we go off against him, we serve other gods, we follow other doctrines. Hey, the curse get poured upon us. But nonetheless, him say, yo, look, we not for give account, and even in these last beliefs say, yo, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, I go on for give account. I'm word when him give we. Verse 3. Then the steward said within himself, what shall I do? For my Lord take it away from me, the stewardship. I cannot dig, and I'm ashamed to beg. Right? So at the same time, we are saying, oh, we are really want with salvation because we can't manage to live against them heathen here. Right? We don't want to get destroyed by how by Hashem Yahushua. We would have want salvation same way. But I still want to be in the house of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. I am resolved what to do, that when I am put out of the stewardship, they may receive me in their houses. Verse 16, verse 5. So he called every one of his Lord's debtors unto him, and said unto the first, How much thou owest unto my Lord? And he said, 100 measures of oil. And he said unto him, Take thy bill and sit down quickly, write 50. Then said he to another, How much owest thou? And he said, 100 measure of wheat. And he said unto him, Take thy bill, write fourscore. And the Lord condemned the understeward because he had done, commended Slakia, the understeward because he had done wisely. For the children of this world are in their generation wiser than the children of light. Now, the point here is that, hey, because in fear, him say, all right, here one, me have to go do get back as much as him could have get. Him never get everything. He never get back everything. Him only get back a certain portion, right? So, and him get commended for it. As same saying that these last days, once you push to the best of our ability, once you give as much as we can, and the Lord know your heart, yo, and the Lord see your works. So it's not even about doing it when men can say or doing it for men. It's about doing it for Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Peradventure you receive mercy and salvation. As the scripture says, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. Right? It's Hebrews 10, verse 31. It is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power. Right? And when you look up the word fearful, it's a derivative of phobos. It's phoberos, right? Inspiring fear, terrible, formidable, affected with fear, timid. So when we're walking in this truth, we have to walk timid towards Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, knowing that hey, at any time you can get a slap in your head, yo. Or at any time the most I can just make something happen to you. You can just drink a cup of water and just choke on that just like that. Or you could have just walk as the apostle say, oh, and the most I just make a choke run over you, or you just all of a sudden you have an illness or something else. So hey, you have to walk timid when you come out to your Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. The apostle there said, say, look, you can't play games with your Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. So you do the best of your ability, knowing that you can still get boof. In other words, right? This 1 Corinthians 10 verse 12. It says, Wherefore let him that thinketh he standeth take heed lest he fall. Right? And we'll look up the part here where it says take heed. Say blepo, right? It says to see, to discern. Right? Now we'll go down to the to E, it says to discover by use or to know by experience, right? Because we see it. We see how the Most High deal with people where we don't fear Him, right? So we need to have that fear, right? It says to have the power of understanding, to discern mentally, observe, perceive, discover, understand, to turn the thoughts or direct the mind of a thing, to consider, contemplate, to look at, weigh carefully, examine, right? So metaphor, in the metaphorical sense, see is right on the money, right? Reason being that we need to call to mind and say, yo, the Most High can get rid of we at any time, so we need to walk fearful towards Him, right? And with that, hope you brothers were edified. Once more, I want to say, Kalalali how Bashem Shai, Bashem Rakakwadash, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the brothers in the highways and byways, pushing this word now, sincerity and truth. The sisters, the believers, the helps. Shalom.